seen. So it's coming from a group called Expectant Mother Care, EMC, Frontline Pregnancy Centres. So we can see here that they're based in the Bronx in New York.
And now can we have an example of a local ad?
Chicago for repeal, and this was the ad at that time. So what we're continuing to do in the final days of the campaign is just to monitor the level of the volume of new ads that we are seeing. So prior to Facebook taking the decision to ban foreign ads, for example, we were seeing examples of ads from organisations based outside of Ireland where they were targeting Irish Facebook users to potentially influence how they were going to vote on the 25th of May. And this is completely out of line with our electoral legislation. So under our current laws, those same people, unless they're Irish citizens, would not be able to legally donate to a campaign group here in Ireland, but there was no rules, that there was nothing stopping them for spending any amount of money on social media to try and target voters in the same way, that are portraying themselves to be, you know, independent, impartial. So as we're getting closer to voting day, the volume of ads is intensifying, you know, and we expected that we might see this anyway, but it also might be as a result of Google banning all ads. So now I think we may be potentially seeing funds being rediverted back into Facebook and a real kind of focus on that platform to try and reach voters in the final days of the campaign.
It will be announced, each area, each constituency will count their votes individually.
I think it is intended to hurt our campaign. I think Google are, having watched the results of the American presidential election and the British referendum on the European Union, are a little bit concerned that if the no vote wins, that they would have gotten the blame. So they decided to shut down all advertising. I think that is cowardly. I think it is wrong, and I think the justification they provided was outrageous, to say that there's something, you know, there's a threat to our electoral system. There's not.
Women and couples telling their stories of their experiences of having to travel. But when we're talking about paid advertisement, then that's something different, because it's based, you know, whoever has the most money can put out the most ads. So having control on that is absolutely helpful when you're a campaign that is a grassroots campaign, is a civil society campaign. So I think for us, as I said, you know, the online bit is critical, reaching people in that way, because, you know, and particularly for younger generations, it's absolutely, you know, it's all online, rather than maybe, you know, reading hard copies of newspapers. So yeah, it has been really important, and it's probably levelled the playing field in a way by taking out the paid advertisement piece.
It's really like, you know, I live out in Blanchardstown, and there's posters of babies and wounds, and you know. I saw some on Instagram for the no vote, and I was pregnant at the time, and I found it really upsetting. I find all the posters upsetting though, to be honest, around town. I can't wait for it to be over, because it's just, and you know, outside of schools to see posters everywhere. I don't really, I'm not on Facebook or anything like that anymore. I left it, and one of the reasons was things like that. I think it's, yeah, I think it's offensive to see, to be honest.
I do think that ads with foreign money are unfair. You know what I mean? I think that if it's to do with Ireland, it should be paid for by Irish citizens and an Irish referendum. You know, It's fine to take into account other people living in the country, but if the money is coming from big organisations on both sides from anywhere else, I don't agree with it, you know.